Bucks and Dave Roberts, not Jerry. Where the Bucks will look to close it out and punch their second straight ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals. As for Boston, who has a tall task ahead, Robert Williams will be questionable for this one. Big Perk, let's take a look back at your takes on a crowded Eastern Conference.
When I look at the team to beat, I'm looking down there at South Beach at the Miami Heat. If I'm Daryl Morey and I had a chance to trade Ben Simmons right now, and I could pair up James Harden and Joel Embiid, I'm doing it. They gonna be the ones to win the conference. I can't roll with the Boston Celtics no more. I'm going with the defending champs, the Milwaukee Bucks.
I got the Boston Celtics going to the finals.
I got them winning it all. The Boston Celtics, I'm riding with them to win it all. This is not breaking news.
Perk, you know why I want to give you props? You know, you really pay close attention. You're watching those games. You have the emotion, the passion, and you're just reacting to what the moment is and what you saw in that moment.
Yeah, but here's the thing about predictions, right?
Yeah.
Predicting games and series.
Right.
Is that
Yeah.
You actually, it's almost like gambling and betting, right?
Yeah.
Look, I don't know what another man is going to do
No,
or
it's
how
of
he's
course.
going to show
Listen,
up.
I picked Philly. I thought Philly was going to beat Miami, so I'm with you. And that's why.
It's all love, baby. It's all love. It's a lot of fun. Damn it, I'm wrong all the damn time. So what? You know what? You say what you feel based on what you see, and then we got to get you. We got to get you.
I done ran that back 2 times in 1 week.
You did
Yeah.
change your mind.
But we didn't want anyone to miss it, Perk.
You did change your mind quite often this season. That's all I'm trying to say. It's been
like,
about
Perk,
6
what if somebody missed the show? We had to make sure they cover it. But I'll tell you this. You have your Perkisms, my Mollyism. That's why you only bet on yourself.
Listen, we still trying to recover from, we still trying to comprehend the Buffalo getting slapped in the backside with an ironing board. We still trying to figure that one out. I still don't understand it.
What you mean?
A Buffalo getting slapped in the backside with an ironing board.
It's a bull.
No, listen, we was talking about the Golden State Warriors and them not being able to shoot the ball, right?
Right.
And I said that they couldn't hit a bull in the behind with an ironing board.
I got it.
You can picture the visual now.
Ironing board's wide, bulls behind is wide, and you still couldn't hit it.
There you go.
I got it.
Okay. So, Perk, we got the flashback. Listen, it was fluid for you. You were a little all over the place. But now the question is, can the Celtics, Big Perk, won a championship there? Can the Celtics still win this series?
No.
You just said 3 days ago they're gonna win it all.
No, I know. And I thought game 6, game 6 was a crucial win for the Boston Celtics, and it's the way that they lost the game.
Game 5, yeah.
And it wasn't because gave it game 5. It wasn't because they gave it away. The Bucks took it. And let me tell you why I feel the way I feel. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's great.
He is giving me those LeBron James vibes. And when I say that, I mean like when LeBron James was in the Eastern Conference and you had the Toronto Raptors, who was the #1 seed, but they just couldn't get past LeBron and the Cavaliers. Or when Derrick Rose won the MVP, or he was doing his thing in Chicago and them boys was doing their thing under Tom Thibodeau, they just couldn't get past LeBron James. And that's the way that I'm looking at Giannis Antetokounmpo right now. And we're talking about a game 6 tonight. Remember what he did last game 6 that he played in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
In that same arena.
Yes.
And so when I look at the Celtics and I'm looking at them play without Robert Williams, that means that the paint is going to be wide open. I understand Al Horford has done a wonderful job, but I think them losing that game, blowing that 14-point lead in the 4th quarter, I want the Celtics to win. I hope they win, but I got the Bucks winning tonight. They closing it out.
Couple of points that I want to make before I even get into what you just said and what my prediction is going to be. I love the fact that you brought up the Greek Freak. And I love the fact that you brought up LeBron. Because when we got into that, when I brought up that subject about future collective bargaining negotiations, dudes like that are who's going to have to come to the rescue to say, that ain't us. This is what we bring to the table. And the vast majority of NBA players, more than 90% of them, show up to work and care. But because you have those three incidences, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden that I pointed to, and you combine that with, just guys like, I think only like 5 or 6 players have played every game this year, there's going to be ammunition that the owners have at their disposal. So I just want to put that out there. Having said all of that, getting back to the greatness of Giannis Antetokounmpo and the fact that he's just a treasure to this league because of his mentality and how he ain't trying to make no friends. He's trying to win. That's his priority. And he's down with his dogs and everybody else's puppies. I get all of that. I give him a lot of love for that.
Think about this, Stephen A. He shows up at the game in the sweatsuit and black Air Force Ones.
That's right.
And if somebody pull up Molly in black Air Force Ones, you know what that mean in the hood.
There we go.
It's trouble.
It's trouble. So here's the deal. I still think they're going to lose tonight. I think that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, for the second game of this series, I could see Boston finding a way to win the night and losing Game 7 back at Boston. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Milwaukee, even though I had the Celtics winning this in 7, I'll admit I got big time cause to pause now. Because it's hard for me to fathom them beating Giannis two games in a row in this particular situation. But could they steal one and force a Game 7 back in Boston this Sunday? I could see them doing that.
Well, we're going to see tonight.
And I would.
What do they need to do?
I'm picking Boston to win the night.
What does Boston need to do to win tonight?
Well, one, I mean, when you look at what they did in Game 5, right? Think about this for a second. Everyone kept saying, against the Bucks, you can't get to the paint or you can't get to the basket. The Boston Celtics had 50 points in the paint. 50, okay? And then all of a sudden they go back to settling for jump shots, especially Jason Tatum. Like at one point throughout the course of the game, Jason Tatum had missed 10 out of his 13 shots outside the paint. When Jason Tatum is attacking, getting downhill, getting in the teeth of their defense, I mean, he's either getting to the free throw line, he's either making a poster, or he's either finishing around the basket. So aggressive Jason Tatum, aggressive Boston Celtics team attacking the teeth, because I strongly believe it's fool's gold. Okay, especially when they go small and they take Big Lopez out the game and they move Giannis to the 5. I think they have a great opportunity of getting to the paint. But can I say this for a second? Think about this. We talked about Luka. We talked about Embiid. We talked about Giannis. And the other day we talked about Jokic, back-to-back MVP. The international players are taking over the game of basketball. I said that this summer.
It's a good point.
The international players has taken over the game of basketball. That's 4 players that are in the top 7 in this league.
What do you attribute that to?
I mean, just think. When I look at how they carry themselves, think about it. Jokic in his house working on his game. Embiid the same way. We know we ain't gonna see Giannis nowhere like that. He might go to the grocery store. Luka Doncic is doing his thing. I think when you look at the dedication, I think how they take their job serious, and we got to be careful, because Stephen A. talked about the collective bargaining agreement and how the owners are going to bring up that situation. What we need to be careful of is how teams are going to start drafting more international players.
Let me say this to you. I don't disagree with what Kendrick Perkins says. It makes me incredibly sad to say it, because the vast majority of players in the NBA do what they're supposed to do. But the select few can ruin it for the many, image-wise. The imagery is bad. I would repeat, owners only need one excuse to come at you. They got 3 flagrant ones. And when you look at these European players, let's think about that. When you talk about Giannis, you know what you're talking about? You talk about Greece. You talk about this brother coming over from there and being prideful about who he represents. You talk about Jokic. Remember when he got into that stuff with Morris? His brothers, they don't have no Twitter accounts. They created one just to say to everybody, look, he didn't start it, but he finished it. It's over. Let's pump the brakes. I'm paraphrasing. Let's pump the brakes. Let's not start anything here. His brothers opened up a Twitter account just to make sure everybody knew.
And showed up in Miami.
And showed up in Miami to let them know this Serbia.
Yeah, different mindset.
You understand what I'm just saying? That these brothers don't play now. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they let them know. You want to know what real gangsters like?
Yeah.
Let me show you. They showed up from another country just to show up. We here. Don't think about that. When you think about stuff like that, you brought up Jokic, you look at Luka Doncic. We talk about Luka needing to get in better shape. You don't see this brother just missing games for no reason. They care. They represent something more than themselves, and
Absolutely.
they understand anything they do wrong is a blemish, not just on themselves, but on the nation they represent, and they handle it accordingly. And that is a big thing.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Of course, it's also a totally different perspective growing up somewhere else.
Totally.
All right, we'll keep it rolling here, guys. No one is trusting the process right now. Philly is gone, and so far the Harden experiment has not panned out. So what does this mean for Doc Rivers and Philly's future overall? We break it down. We've got some info there.